This ain't entertainment. This is a move. This is prophecy with a pulse. A soundtrack for the remnant. We don't just make music. We speak fire from the corners of the city to the gates of the kingdom. From survival to revival, from chemo chairs to dry bones rising. Guerrillas Radio ain't just about beats. It's about power. Power to heal. Power to rise. Power to remember who we really are. We're street bred, spirit led, anointed with the oil of war and peace. We don't fold. We don't flinch. We go gangster on fear. We go holy on sickness. We go full of flames for the people of Yah. So if you're tired of dead religion, if you're done with fake healing, if your soul been searching for the real sound of heaven, you just tapped in. This is your Relis. And this is the sound of faith on fire.
Yeah. They keep looking at the hand, but Yah said, I'm looking at your heart. You worry about a mark, you already branded. This mark started in your heart way before they touch your skin. You've been bowing in the dark. That's how the mark get in. You can't fake what you love. Heaven see it from the start. Ain't about the hand alone. This mark start in your heart. You singing. You singing loud on Sunday, but you folding by Monday. Truth hit your spirit, you run the other way. Say you love Yah, but you feel what they say. That ain't pressure, that's a price you already paid. See, the beast don't force what you already chose. He just give it form, let the real you show. You traded conviction just to stay comfortable. Now your silence louder than a trumpet blow. Drawn out with lips, but your heart far away. That's the kind of worship Yah don't entertain. You don't wake up mark, you grow into that state. Every compromise sealing your fate. This mark start in your heart, way before they touch your skin. You've been bowing in the dark. That's how the mark get in. You can't fake what you love. Truth gon' pull you apart. You either stand in the light or get marked in the dark. Ain't no microchip stronger than your fear, man. That's the real control, they don't tell you that. You worry about a system and worry about your soul. Cause if truth make you uncomfortable, you already sold. He seal his own with his law in their mind. But you hit the word, rewrite your design. Every time you knew better but still went blind. You was choosing to mark one line at a time. Who you gon' serve? Ain't a new question. Joshua said it still need answers. You can't drink both cups, can't walk both sides. Soon as pressure hit, you gon' show who you ride with. Y'all want your hand. If he don't got your heart, you shouting hallelujah. But you tearing truth apart. Clean me up inside. Don't let me play this part. Cause I don't want that mark starting in my heart. This mark start in your heart. That's the real battleground. Before they ever roll it out, it's already going down. Either sealed by Yah, it's true, or you drifting in the dark. Ain't no middle ground. This month starting your heart. Hey. You keep waiting for a moment, for a love, for a sign. But every time truth knocks and you turn away, you made your choice, line by line.
Shalom, shalom. Shabbat shalom, rather. Hold on just for a moment. I did something wrong. I don't know how the screen got like this. Hold on. Oh, man, come on. There we go. Yeah, there we go. I'd like to welcome you all back to Root in the Hebrew. My name is Mike. Sister Angela, Shabbat Shalom, as well as Sister Ahaja. Welcome. Brother Robert, Shalom, Shalom. As well as Sister Cynthia, Sister Leah. Who else is? Oh, let me go up. And Sister Patia, Shabbat Shalom. I'd like to welcome you all. Each and every day, things changes. We see something different in the atmosphere. And people saying this, with people in power, that is. They're saying this, making prediction for that. And it's something that that this world is truthfully, and that's the power that it be. Or how can I say it? Or for the people that's holding the money, the purse, who has the power to implement changes. And they're going about it. They're going about it in a sinister way. Yeah, I was working on a song, and I was talking about the technology, because when it's all over said and done, brothers, this is going to be a system, and it's going to be technology versus the Most High Yah. That's what it's going to be about. This is what this system. I mean, if you look at some of the things that these so-called billionaires are implementing, they are putting things in place for control. That's what they're putting in. And hold on, let me get this thing set up right. Boom. Shabbat Shalom, Sister Van P. I'm glad you came in today, as well as Sister Anita Williams. I'm glad you came in, sis. They are putting some stuff together, and they make it sound like this is technology. Well, I would say this. There's some technology that man may need. Let me just say may. But brothers and sisters, let's not even get it twisted. There is a major con to what they're trying to implement. When it's all over said and done, it's going to be for their benefit. Why? Because they know that the more they know about you, the richer and the more power they will have over you. and you just and it's just, well, I ain't gonna say it's just you. Let's just say hypothetically speaking, it's you, your wife, kids, and let's just say 3. And they're going to look at what you, your wife do, what you always buying. Because all they're going to look at is this. Well, we got the husband and wife. We know their vices. The kids, they're setting up their vices till they become young adults, until they get grown. And by the time they get grown, oh, we know what you're about. That's the system. This is what they're implementing. Well, let me fall back on that one because it's already here. Brother Robert. Shabbat Shalom, Sister Pinky D. I'm glad you came in, sis. The technology, brother. Like I said, there may be some good to it, but for the vast majority of it, no. It's absolute sinister. It is. Now, let me just do it this way, brothers, because I want you all to understand one thing. And like I told you, brothers, I took an early retirement from AT&T. And so at this particular time, AT&T was getting, was cutting over to do digital. And they did it. But what AT&T did, they sold the copper lines. When I say copper, I'm talking about lines that's ran all up under the underground. It's a whole lot of that cable. You're talking about over 100 years old of cabling. They sold it to the government. And now, what did they do with it? They sold it to a private investor. Now, I want you brothers and sisters to understand this, because you cannot tap into a copper line unless you connect wires to it. That's the only way you're gonna hear that conversation. You gotta have a tip in a ring to touch on to the other tip in the ring in order for you to hear that conversation. Now, if for you brothers and sisters who've seen these movies, let's say John Wick. And when they started to put out a hit on John Wick, and then you see these operators moving lines around and everything, that's analog. They know it can't be tapped in unless you have a tip in the ring and a butt set, a phone set to listen into that conversation. But now, what did the government do in real time? It is absolutely illegal for you to own copper lines. It is absolutely illegal. This is a part of this beast system. Now, because you go to digital, they don't need no tip and ring to listen to your phone call. They do not. You got a cell phone. And when you, and matter of fact, when you did have a copper line in your house, they was converting that right up under your nose. They called it cordless phones. All you needed was a two-way radio to listen to your phone call. That was the start of a digital system. Now, and you're seeing how the world is moving. You're talking about a DJ board and all this stuff here. You need an amplifier for that. No, brothers, all of that stuff went digital. You have individuals now, musicians, who's upset of the music industry. They're saying it's so easy to make music now. Well, good night. It went digital. So instead of you buying all of that equipment, it went digital. They should have seen that coming. And a person who is savvy in that industry will know, hey, you're gonna hang that up. It's going to continue to change. This is what the system is doing. And for the powers that be, the ones who has deep pockets, yeah, they capitalizing on it. And on top of that, Shabbat Shalom, Brother Galen. Brother, you know, I was just thinking about you and your wife, who was it, 2 days ago? I said, man, I need to give Brother Galen a call. I'm glad you're in, brother. And how you all doing? Shabbat Shalom. Who is this? DJ Ramirez. I'm glad you came in. But yeah, this is what's happening. Only to get into your information. To get what? Not to get into your information, to find out who you are, how you live, how you move. That's what they want to know. And that data about you is very valuable. Because on with that data, oh, please don't have a sickness to go to be part of you. That's something they can use against you. Brothers, I tell you, when the Most High said, come out of her, we're starting to see that. That's starting to look, you see a darker movement. Now you have individuals, that's speaking on this, talking about the powers that be, and these people, truthfully, they are moving forward as how they wants to move. Period. And it's going to get. And this, brothers, it's like this is a given. Back in time, or back in the days, religion had more power than anybody. Religion had power. Now you're seeing individuals, and I would call their names, but you're seeing these billionaires making moves and everything. Because now, as we all know, religion, it was forced upon us. And it is an absolute, well, I'm gonna say it right now. It was a powerhouse. That's what it was. But now you have a new power that's set on technology. Now, what religion is going to do with that as to mingling with the powers, that remains to be seen. But I do see religion answering to somebody else. That's what I'm seeing. And religion will have to answer to who? Technology. This stuff is looking so sinister. It's ridiculous. Now they're doing these documentaries. And these so-called leaders, no, there's like no shame in their game. And one guy was saying, he's over in the Philippines, I think he's the president. And he was talking about if a journalist say anything bad about them, that journalist can be arrested. Brother Earl, Shabbat Shalom. I'm glad you came in today, brother. Brother Robbie, you say you took an early retirement too? Well, they started getting on my nerve. And then, I took mine because I looked at it like this. I was like, I can do this on my own, make my own money. I did just that. I took whatever I knew about the industry, and I started getting contracts. And that's how I ended up doing an early retirement and still doing it right down to this day. But going back to what's happening, and along with, there's really truthfully two songs. The song that you all just heard, where it starts in the heart, that's really, it is true. It starts in the heart because what? We were stripped from our identity, and we was Well, up under the tent of the devil. And the devil, he started, I ain't gonna say started. We got accustomed to some things. That's what we got. We got accustomed to some things. Now, if you want to talk about a person showing their true love, this is that time. When the Most High said, I'm gonna wake my people up. And right now, and don't get me wrong, this is how this is going down. The Most High knows that we are in the belly of the beast. He knows this. He knows we got accustomed to this system. He has always said, and truthfully, when we was in the dark room, we didn't know that it was really applying to us. But when he woke us up and his spirit started flowing and he started talking back to his people, letting you know who you are, oh, please. The devil didn't see this coming. We woke up, we grabbed it. That's what we did. We grabbed it. Because what? We had all the trauma to go with this awakening. And we seen a light that said, hey, I have always loved you. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. I'll have to tell the world this is how much I love my people. And brothers and sisters, when we start hearing that, and we start taking these scriptures really into to heart, yeah, the world changed. The world changed. And you want to talk about people that started to believe? That's us. Maybe a remnant. Granted, hey, we still happy. This is what's going on. Yes, we have to, we got to fight to get out of the system, period. We got to fight. It's a mindset, and it's a heart, and most definitely going to concern your heart. That's one thing. Your heart is always involved. But the Most High, he told us, don't battle your flesh. That's a waste of time. He said, your battle is against these wicked spirits. And when you start to understand who they are, how they get down, and how you need to move, and where your strength comes from, the more we understand where our strength comes from, the stronger we become. Yeah, and the stronger you become, the battle, it gets stronger too. Because you talking about some demons who are not trying to give up their position. And then at the same time, you're talking about there's some jealousy there too now. There is some jealousy. You're talking about 144,000 chosen out of Israel to be working right there side by side with Yahushua. Now, they are in a position that these wicked spirits used to be in. They know they can't step back into that position. And so now who do you think will get hemmed up eventually? And you talking about the same people that you came up against. Whew. Yeah, there's some jealousy there. There's some heated jealousy there. This is the situation we're seeing right now. And yeah, brothers and sisters globally are going through different things. We are going through it. This is the whole purpose where we was admonished by Yahushua to, be encouraging to our brothers. Not to be mistreating our brothers and sisters. And when you understand this awakening, now you understand truthfully how we should be moving, period. Because the system is understanding. And one thing about the system has faith. that a change is on the horizon. The system has faith that a people that's wakening up ain't gonna always be here. And the system has faith. Eventually, they're going to miss a particular people who will no longer be on their land. You don't think they adding that up? I just did some research not too long ago. You know, I was doing research upon Black music, and it is Black music that is including rap, R&B, hip hop, you name it. It's dominated, you know, from the Black culture, Afro beats and all of it. It dominates any other music, period. It is the most listened to music in the world. In the world. Not country. Well, if it's Black country. Yes, it is the most listened to music. Why? Why is that music, our music, mostly listened to? That's the thing. And and that's just music. We ain't even talked about Shabbat Shalom, Sister Melody. I'm glad you came in, sis. We ain't even talking about inventions. Yes, brothers, there's going to be a battle. And there's some upset people. There's some when I talk about upset people, I'm talking about people who makes the call, who understands that these particular people, they need to stay here. If these particular people get up out of here, we go get hemmed up. One this old video, I think it was Brother Dave who seen this video. And the video was saying it is a must that Africa stay poor. Brothers and sisters, the same thing applies to us in captivity. It is a must that we stay poor. They do not need us to be walking around talking about our pockets are fat. That's the last thing. No, we trust and believe. And for the ones that do have money, they got a grip on them. They know it's only so far they can do, say, period. Because they know your allowances comes from me, your captor. That's one thing they do know. You ain't gonna have a person that's locked up in their system, and you can have an injustice done to a Black man or a Black woman, and they got the world attention. You ain't gonna see a whole lot of basketball, football players talking about that predicament, because they're going to mess with their money. Oh, they go get that phone call. They will get it off the top. They will get that phone call, and you will fall back. They will get it. Brother Earl, the system, I tell you, and at the same time, it's to keep us broke. And at the same time, not just broke, but have you seemingly feeling that you're satisfied. Everything is cool. That's the sad thing about it. And unfortunately, some of us is in a predicament. We think, hey, I'm satisfied. I'm straight. Just because you got a car, you may have a nice apartment, you may have a decent job, but you're still living from paycheck to paycheck. You have a car note. You have rent. And no matter what, you man, please. You hemmed up because the system is set up for you to work. The system is set up for you to be a slave to a non-living material item. When I say non-living, I'm talking about a car. Man, let's even talk about a washing machine and dryer. Because for the vast majority of us, when you're talking about some of the things that it takes to live, it takes money to have these things. That's what it does. And let's just say, hypothetically speaking, you go to the laundry, you still need money to go to the laundromat. The system, brothers. Oh, no, it's set up to keep you broke and busted. But the thing about it is, when it really hits the mind and you thinking you're satisfied, and I've seen brothers who is one step from being homeless have the audacity. When they found out I went to Africa, right? And so they start asking these questions, and then don't get me wrong. Now, eventually, I started to get frustrated because now it wasn't the fact that they was trying to get answers and try to understand. They was truthfully mocking the brothers. Man, is it true that with that swinging from tree to tree? I came back on them. I said, now you do know the slave trade, right? And where do you think you came from? Do you really believe that we were swinging from tree to tree? And see, that type of dumb stuff I don't even entertain. See, now, I come back up on you. Because now, don't get me wrong. And we all know where their type of mindset come from. And so I said, you can't use common sense. Hey, you need to find somebody else to talk to. And you talk, man, ain't nothing over there in Africa and things of that nature. They walk around with no shoes on. I said, bruh, when you was a child, you did the same thing. You walked around with your shoes, no shoes on your feet. Because I'm looking at this cat, he like 60-something, almost 70 years old. I said, you was born so-and-so. I'm like, man, please. You gonna tell me you want to walk around with no shoes on? And he fessed up. And he did. But don't get me wrong. Yeah, nowadays you don't see that. Unless somebody, there are some of us that do that around the house, but not out and about. But in his particular time, yeah, our people was walking around with no shoes on. At that particular time, I would have to say that he did. And talking to his sister, she said, yeah, we walked around without no shoes on because they wore their good shoes to school. And when they got out of school, they had to come and take those shoes off. They ain't have no other shoes that they, was torn up and things. No, they went outside and played in the dirt with no shoes on. But we all know where it came from. And so it's the conversations that our people, and still right down to this very day, still hold on to the lies that was spoken to us by means of TV, communications, and things of that nature. Hey, this is how the brothers and sisters do. This is how they get down over there in Africa. And they have the same old lie that they tell brothers and sisters over there just to keep us at odds. And it worked. It worked. Sister Ema, no, money don't last. And the thing about it is this, sister. It seems like the world is getting itself set up for major change. That's what it seems like. Wait a minute. Brother Earl. And that's one of the things about that brother Earl. All of the stuff they saving up. Yeah. And you know what? And Brother Earl, this is the reason why I don't get involved with that with the what do they call it? The not retribution. Oh, good night. My mind just went blank on it. I'm trying to come up with the thing. Reparations. That's why I don't. It doesn't faze me, because if you're a person, you holding on to what the Most High says is going to happen, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. You're talking about judgment of nations, destruction of nations. You're talking about things that they stole from Jerusalem. That's what you're talking about. You going back that far when the Romans went into the temple and they raided and took all of their stuff. Brothers and sisters, please. I ain't never known gold to rust. Never. But you're talking about all of this, and we ain't even talking about what they're finding right as we speak. And I know this here in what was it, Uganda? So some years ago, where it was stated that they found like what was it, $12 trillion worth of gold in Uganda. 12 trillion. Okay. That right there should tell the world, wait a minute, why is all of these resources are in Africa? And brothers and sisters, when it's all over said and done, majority of the resources that we use comes from Africa. If you have a laptop, cell phone, an internet box, or a TV, what else? A phone, anything that has technology stamped on it, majority of your phones, laptops, TVs has a small amount of gold. Now, when I was in Chicago, I was living there. They have this thing where when I was doing the business, I would have to go into certain, to some stores, and they would have me to take down their TVs, flat screens and things. And they would tell me to dispose of them. We call it electronic waste, but that stuff can get expensive. It can get expensive, taking that stuff to the waste and everything. Brothers, I didn't too much get into that. Maybe it took one or two here or there, and that's about it. It was just too many TVs because it started to mount up. But for the people out there that knew this is what they did. They will get the e-waste, electronic waste, the TVs and all that stuff, and they had people working for them, and they would show them exactly where they need to go to take this particular board or piece of electronic device, but it's because truthfully it's gold in it. Gold, what else? Cobalt, silver, all of it is in that laptop. And this lady, she became a millionaire that way, an Indian lady in Chicago. And she would take it, the plastic, they break it up and everything. They recycle the plastic and sell it off to another company and things of that nature. But this is what they did. They understand what's in there. And all they doing is, taking gold and selling it back to the people that needs it. Now, at one time in Ghana, Ghana had a contract with Japan. And if anyone of you have been to Ghana, there's one particular area where the soil is just downright corroded because it's full of electronic waste. So what they was doing was bringing their electronic waste from Japan to Ghana, and Ghana was taking it because they was paying billions of dollars for it. But then when Ghana realized that it was messing up their land, they stopped it. But it was the damage has already been done. All of the chemicals soaked into the soil, and now they just they walking on bad soil. And the people there, they was going through the electronic waste, seeing what they can get out of it, putting pieces of gold together where they can get a few dollars out of it. But all of that trash is still sitting there, all of it. But then you start to look at the consumption of humans, the human waste, the things that is piling up. Oh, Brother Earl, yes, that was when your money is strapped, when you strap for money, and we all seen it, some people made some bad mistakes because it may appear to be good, but then when it's all over said and done, you're starting to look at the results and it's bad. Because you even have billion-dollar companies that's dumping waste in the ocean. They are literally dumping waste in the ocean. I mean, you're talking about stuff that can cause cancer. But these are the people that say, hey, we can make the world better. The same people that's dumping this stuff tell me what they can do. But they're not telling you the dark side of it. But they will go to Africa or whatever they need to go to get all these minerals that they need. Now you understand. Now you're seeing why the Most High said Jacob will have to sit down and take the lead. This is where we are at right now. They are understanding it because their resume is a black one. Their resume is a black resume. You can't read nothing on it. It's black. Everything they sit up here and talk about, when we for a green earth or whatever the situation is. And they just only go so far with that because they're not going to tell you we're dumping this over here or this, because what? Your cell phone is it used to be 6 months. That if you had your cell phone for 6 months, it's outdated. Now, if they moved in talking about it's 3 months now and things of that nature, hey, I don't know. But I do know if you have a cell phone for 6 months, it's outdated. They got another one. But when you steady going in, bringing out another cell phone before this cell phone truthfully is old enough to say it's old or it's outdated, this is the reason why you have all of this electronic waste globally. Eventually, back in the days, that tube television, it lasted for 20 or more years. That's what that tube television did. You may have to take a clothes hanger to, to get the signal, or you may need a pair of vice grips when the channel knob went out, to change the channels. But that television, it lasted for like 20 or more years. Get a flat screen TV. You go do good to get, let's just say 5 years out of it. Because that flat screen, it put off more heat than any other television ever been made. And truthfully, if you read the instructions, the instruction would let you know it is best to mount that television or place the television close to a window because they know it gives off heat. That's what that television does. Now, it may look good and think, yeah, but trust and believe, that electronic devices and boards and everything, that stuff heats up. But hey, This is the world in which we're living in. Now they're about to make, when our Sister Ema, I think that that's more so of a selling tactic. When they're talking about people 6 months old, cell phone and thing, I think it's more so of a selling tactic. But at the same time, now let's not get a misunderstanding that they can go into your phone and your phone start to have issues. Now that's something that they can do, or they have a program to do that. After so long, you have this problem, and then if you keep on having the same problem and thing, what do? It builds up frustration that you go in there now, you gotta, you go in there and you get another cell phone. It's a sell tactic. That's all it is. That's all it is. And they know this. And so there's a lot of research that these people are doing to have more information on you and how we move. And when they understand that, they know how their money needs to be. We need money over here. We need money over there. I'm gonna just what was that? What was that little people call it holidays? Easter. This particular store had crates and crates of eggs coming into the store. I was like, man, that's a lot of eggs. But then, if you don't celebrate these days, brothers and sisters, you ain't thinking about that stuff. I'm like, man, you could eat a lot of eggs, nearly done on me. I said, oh, this is Easter. They had all the little Easter artifacts up and everything, but they planned ahead. We need to have this many eggs in this particular store. And I mean, brothers, it was a whole lot of them. It's a whole lot. They planned. They used that data. And 9 times out of 10, they went from last year and they go, well, we need to do an increase. They know how many people, how many babies are being born. They know the ages. They have the information that is needed for them to make these decisions on how much money they need to put over here for this particular project and for that, based upon you, your movements, your buying power. And 9 times out of 10, brothers, when you buy something, where it comes from, majority of us is not using paper dollars. It's a card. Their banking system registers to what you bought, how much you bought, and how often you buy it. This is the information they have on us. You go in there, some of these shows you watch, these what do they call it? These crime shows. And they said, well, this person, when he went to this particular store at this particular time, he bought this, he bought that. They have all of that information, brothers. And now the sad, I ain't gonna say the sad, but the troubling thing is this. They are integrating AI in all of this. That's what, I ain't gonna say what they're doing. It's already here, brothers. It's here. It is absolutely here. If you ever talking about, I ain't gonna say it, I wouldn't say it like, let me do it this way. Like when you see people on the run from the law, what do? They know one, to get rid of their cell phone. They know that. They know that they can be tracked. That's the first thing, but they don't get rid of their credit card. They know that that's their means of spending unless they had money. But then hope. And there are cameras up, and that camera is linked to a network, to the internet. Oh, yeah. The world is connecting itself all together just to control people. They're going to need somebody to control, to move this, to move that. Judah They know, brothers. They ain't gonna sit up here and talk about I'm a believer of the Most High. They ain't gonna say that, but they gonna look at those scriptures and they go plan. And brothers and sisters, they are planning. Yeah, you see these some of these documentaries and these TV shows showing people living. How can I put it? Out of garbage cans and things of that nature, scrapping for this, scrapping for that, empty malls and things of that nature. They showing these things. They showing what's on the horizon. You think that these billionaires, when I say billionaires, brothers, I'm talking about tech billionaires. These are the ones they have on TV showing their faces of what they're doing. And AI is the biggest thing. And I mean, you want to talk about a hope that they're banking on? It's AI. That's what they're banking on. But now, you know, when I started asking this thing some questions, and it said, AI said this, that it is to take data and to report that data back to the owners. Now, you may have AI over here, you may have AI over there. Those systems, brothers and sisters, are individually owned. But it's information that it feeds back to the owner. The owner takes that information and sees, hey, or how can I make money from this? I need to invest more. If they're buying, let's just hypothetically speaking, a lot of milk, and the owner of that AI, all right, look here, I need to put stock into milk. They're making some money over here in milk because he has the information, he has the data. This is what this system is doing, brothers. But it got to keep people in that position in order for them to stay wealthy. You just can't come up like that. You can't. They don't want that. I seriously believe for the so-called millionaires, and I'm talking about Black, there's going to be a major change that they're going to cut this down. Because when you're always looking at it and you're seeing all these same people who's talking about making some serious changes, all of them are Gentiles. All of them. All of them. And what makes you think you will come down and sit at their table? They ain't trying to have that. Because there's a fear that you may have a deep-seated desire to say, hey, no, we shouldn't be doing that to people. That's the last thing they need, is somebody who's drawn a conscience. They know this. What'd you say, Brother Earl? They know. They know. Whew. They know what you're eating. Now, brothers and sisters, and it just recently, I ain't gonna say recently, I've been noticing that when the watermelon, when they cut this stuff up, they have this package at the bottom of it to soak up the juice. Like the packages, and when you buy ground beef, they have this little soak-in package. That just don't seem right to me. That's just me. But they have it in the package of watermelons at the bottom of it, where it's soaking up this juice. I'm like, what is the purpose of that? And I know it's for spoilage or whatever, but it is what it is. I mean, what? But I look at it like this. This is a very bad situation that this world has gotten itself into due to greed. And it's going to be greed because they understand they need people or they want people, and they want their foot on their necks. This is the system we are in. And now, as the Most High said it, he was going to flip the curses. And I mean, good night, brothers. And truthfully, it's just a twidge so far that I'm seeing. Just a twidge of a flip that is happening right now. Ooh, brother, sister, I don't even know how to pronounce your name. I'm not even going to sit up here and butcher up your name. But shalom, shalom. I'm glad you came in today. All I see is, what is it? Lightning 954. I'm sorry. I'm not going to mess up your name, but welcome. But this is what I'm seeing, brothers. And this is just my encouragement. This is my encouragement for us to get unused to some things, because they have all, well, I was like at least about 2-3 years ago, there was a threat that there's going to be issues with the electrical grid. That was some years ago. And they also said that the food supply was going to get, it's going to be a food shortage, put it that way. That's what they were saying. This is what these people who sitting around adding this stuff up and knowing, hey, there's going to be a food shortage. Somebody gonna go hungry. And now, for people of color, it's not a, I'm gonna just say for the, I'm gonna say that's an issue. That will be an issue. That will be some fear. I mean, we just used, what was it, about 6 months ago, that when Trump was talking about food stamps, and they threw our sisters out there as the people that was top dog on it, only to find out we were not. But they wrote the story. They wrote it. Because, oh yes, they thought, oh yeah, we go get these Negroes. They go be all up on TV and things of that nature. And come to find out, we're not the ones. So now, don't get me wrong. They are planning a lot of things. And it may, and I'm saying, it may come off as concerning, because they're doing they're analyzing everything. At least they think they are. You're talking about their numbers versus the Most High's movement. Two different worlds. You're talking about flesh and blood that's being monitored by the devil. Who you think will supersede? This is what we're looking at. And now, for us to be talking about entertaining fear, brothers, like Paul said, those fearing days are gone. The system got itself hemmed up. They're making decisions, and they sounding so professional, and they sounding so believing. But when the Most High get finished with them, somebody's looking foolish. And that's what we are in right now. They're making all of these statements. They bring AI out there as if, this here is going to be the game changer. This is how they're moving, because they have a misplaced faith. Period. When it's all over said and done, their faith is misplaced. And truthfully, the actions are by means of the devil. Period. And for us to fall into that fearful category, brothers and sisters, what? Ain't nothing never came easy for us. What you want to talk about? Accustomed to not having this or not having that. That's us. But I will say this now. I will say this. The devil knows what's happening, but he's moving us. Well, I ain't gonna say he's moving us. I'm gonna say we moving ourselves. There's a door, a lot of doors that are opening, and we're walking in them. From entertainment to just regular jobs. The devil knows exactly what he's doing. When I was speaking to you, brothers and sisters, about the music industry, yes, it's true. You know, people of color, music dominates globally. He's trying his best to get us accustomed to this particular lifestyle. Yeah, you struggle and you came up, and I mean, don't get me wrong, when you're starting to understand, you start to look at your life, how you started off, the things that you may have suffered, and then you start to look at where you are right now. You tend to, get proud. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's natural, but the Most High is calling you out. He's calling you out. He's saying, do not let this stuff deceive you. And truthfully, when you start to understand the industry, entertainment, usually, these people you may see on TV and making movies, and I'm talking about some good black actors, they didn't start making money till they got up in age. The powers that be, they knew to hold the purse over their head. Because now there are going to be some situation that they will have to put themselves in. If you want this particular role, well, we need for you to put this dress on. Those are the things that some of our brothers had to go through in order to get this particular role to boost their career, but not understanding, not knowing, oh, wait a minute. Like the Most High said, my people are destroyed due to a lack of knowledge. And a lot of brothers, hey, they got themselves hemmed up in doing that. Now, the Most High is calling us out. This is what he's doing right as we speak. He is calling us out. He's not worrying about the money you out here making and things of that nature. He is where you can be broken, busted. The Most High is still calling you out. He's showing the system for what it is. Satan is, he caused a whole lot of trouble for us. That's what he did. Now he want to fall back and act like an angel of light. Oh, now you have a black family shows. Trust and believe it's going to be blended. It ain't gonna be just funny no more. You ain't those the days of Martin, the Cosby Show, A Different World. They gone. They're gone. Hang it up. Those days are. You better look at a show that's showing some old school comedy or something. That's where you go find it at. You ain't gonna find it in the new one. You're not going to find it. What you're going to find today. Somebody go be swimming in that bowl of milk of alphabet cereals. They're going to have that in there. They're going to push that. They're going to push us as a belligerent people. They're going to push that. That's the devil now. That's the devil. They go push drama. And it's going to always involve us. They're going to push it to the world. This is the devil's doing. Now, our brothers and sisters being misguided due to the money that is laced with our decisions when it comes to that industry. That's what's happening. And like I stated, this is the time to fight, because when it's all over said and done, it's going to be you woke brothers and sisters who will have to speak up on these things. Because right now they dazed. The ones out here thinking they're making money, brothers and sisters, yeah, it felt good when they started to make money. But then when the money started coming in, what happens? You start to hear, oh, they having marital problems. He was caught with another woman, or this or that. It never fails. It never fails. Then drug use, drinking too much. All of this comes with that industry. These are the things our brothers and sisters go through. And we're talking about well-off people, as well as brothers and sisters that don't have that type of income. The devil is working both sides, rich or poor. He's working it. He's using us, period. And he's using us to entertain the world, to keep them just as blind as a bat. Well, we're going to have to wake up from all of that. When it's all over said and done, we're going to have to wake up. Period. Oh, wait, wake up, we woke. But now it's getting to a point you've been forced to speak now. We are literally being forced to speak. And at the same time, what we're talking about, we have to continue to make changes. We know what the Most High is asking us to do. There's some things the Most High, when he says get out of Babylon, brothers, he means get out of Babylon. Because when you look at it, you come to understand this is technology. Cell phone, we know how they introduced it to it. They made, hey, this is a good thing to have just in case of a car accident. Your son and your daughter can call you. That's how they spend it, and it worked. But now that cell phone is a two-way radio. They hear your conversation, but you don't hear them. They're hearing everything that you say. Talking over YouTube, TikTok, all that. They're hearing your conversations. It ain't the fact that they want to know what you're saying. It's the fact that how can we use what they're saying? How can we use it? And if it's something that they feel it is a threat, trust and believe. Yeah, they be knocking at your door. This is the system that the Most High is telling us to come out of. For us to be comfortable, he's telling us, in this system, you may have to be unfamiliar with some things. We have some things in front of us, brothers. When the Most High said, this tribulation for the nation is going to be a great one, I don't think we need to brush that down. I don't think we need to brush it down. I'm looking at the feed, like on the YouTube. I mean, what's that dude's name? And I mean, oh my goodness, that dude is a nervous wreck. What's it? What's that dude's name? He's some type of prepper guy, but he talking about War 3. Oh yeah, there's no turnaround from now. I mean, his faith, brothers, his faith is based upon the things he has collected, where he is living, how he's living, off grid, preparing for World War III. Canadian prepper, I think that's his thing. And brothers, there's nothing wrong for you to prepare yourself. I mean, well, you need this, you need that, you may need some extra medicine. I get it and I got it. But if that's your faith, now that's when you may get yourself hemmed up. And we we should not be holding our faith over some material things. Who was that, Brother Robert? Some months ago, he said this. And brothers, this is becoming a more and more thing that brothers and sisters are doing very heavily. Brothers and sisters are fasting more and more. They hopping on to the fasting because they understand that the battle with the devil is has heated up. And if you want a mind, a clear mind, yes, fasting is the way to do it. Now, when we start to understand, you start looking at the scriptures about fasting and how Yahushua did it, how Moses was doing it, Elijah, all of them was doing this fasting while under attack. And they was overcoming. You start to understand when Yahushua was talking about do not be overeating and heavy drinking. Yes, it sounds like a small scripture. It sounds so small. But that adverse reaction to overeating and heavy drinking, brothers, yes, we're feeling it. We're seeing it now. Because now we understand with this awakening, we understand. No, we can't be out here getting down this way. When you start to, your blood start to congeal, it moves slow. You think slow, you move slow. But now when you start fasting, you're on a whole different plateau. And the devil knows it. The devil knows it. He knows when you start to understand fasting and you start to rectify yourself, your mind, your spirit. Now that's when you're not attacking the flesh, you're building up your spirit. Yeah, I mean you are literally building up your spirit. That's what's happening. I tell you, Sister Patty, would you please, sis? This is what we need. This is the reason why the Most High said to be encouraging to your brothers and sisters. Because trust and believe, we all will go through some things. And one brother or one sister may have this, may say that, can lift your spirit. But when you start to understand why things are, we ain't gonna say why things, we understand why. But when things come down harder, that's the more we got to fight. Scripture says, it is granted to the wicked ones to wear out the saints. We are at that wearing out moment. This is where we are at. He understands what's happening. You don't think the devil knows that, understand some of these prophecies? He's looking at one of them he's looking at, I know he got to be looking at is Matthew chapter 24. He knows he's looking at these people about to leave. These people are about to leave. Now think about this, brothers and sisters. He understands that these people are about to leave. Now, he's gearing his people, they're doing his will when it's all over said and done. They got this system that's going to work for them, that's going to analyze, take all of this information, and the system is going to report back to the owner, AI. And they're going to know how to move because they understand these people are about to leave. That's what they're understanding. Shalom, shalom, MCord. That's what they understand. This is what they're seeing. Now, you think they're going to get on TV and say, hey, we making moves because these African Americans, these Yahudims on the four corners of the earth are all going to be, no, they ain't going to get up on TV and say that. That's one thing they ain't going to do. What? They have the world and no, they ain't going to do that, brothers. They're not going to do it. I don't see them doing it. Because now the world will have to say, wait a minute, you mean tell me these people are the people? The world got itself hemmed up. They made money off these Yahoo demons. That's what they did, and still is. They're just getting the last few dollars of a dying system. That's what they're doing. And it seems that this particular country, with African Americans' influences globally, still holds weight. And the devil is using it down to the bone. The devil is using it to the bone. Whatever he can dry out of these dry bones, he's trying his best to get every drop out of it. Because it do appear to be a losing battle when it comes to money making, brothers and sisters. And for you to tell them, hey, we're these people in the Bible. And then let's say, hypothetically speaking, that they believe it. But now, the Torah is not done away with. Those laws are not done away with. Oh, wait a minute. Now you better, yeah. They understand that they're the people. But when there's some life changes that needs to be made, yeah, that's going to speak volumes. Now think about this just for a moment, brothers. Think about this just for a moment. That you have, I ain't gonna say what you have, that there's some rappers who made millions calling our sisters out their name, talking about killing their own brothers, and that's music. Now, do you really believe? I mean, that individual say, you know what? I woke up, I found out I'm Israel. They made changes. Oh, but let me tell you something. But that rapper is still making money off that old music. There's still power in that tongue. Now that person will have to make a conscious decision. Either you're going to get rid of that particular song, music, whatever, because you're going to stand before the Most High when it's all over said and done. You're going to stand before the Most High. And if you're saying you will claim to be Israel and yet and still you got old cuss that's right here talking about this here and that there, that's still power of the tongue. You still represent the wicked one. Correct me if I'm wrong now. This is the situation. This is a situation you're going to have with ones. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are some entertainers out there that know that they are Israel. What's that dude's name? Kodak Black. What's that with the lady, the sister, Toni Braxton? Yeah, they know who they are. They know who they are. And so, I mean, but now, I mean, I'm not speaking about, because I don't listen to the Kodak Black music. I don't know what his stuff is about. So I'm not here to sit there and talk about that, brother. I'm just speaking about stuff that old school stuff that I do know of. But this is the situation. This is the position that brothers and sisters will be put in off the top. If the Most High said, he wake his people up, and you still making money off of some music that you know for a fact is not upbuilding for Israel, or a particular lifestyle, for that matter, you believing that the Torah, yeah, this is it. The law's not done away with. You talking about a situation where Yahusha came up on that young rich ruler, and he told him, he was bragging, truthfully, when he came up to Yahusha. He was bragging. He said, I respect my mother, I honor my mother, my father. I do this, I do that. He was just, showing out to Yahusha. And Yahusha came back and said some awesome, He said some thing that shook that had a shiver going down his spine. He said, sell all of that and give it to the poor and come with me into the kingdom. Yahushua gave him a one-way ticket to the kingdom. Let me tell you something, that flesh and blood is totally different. That flesh and blood is strong. It's strong. Because if you're living for the flesh and blood, yes, it's you got a battle in front of you. And he had a battle. Because, hey, he had to make a decision. Instead of him saying, no, I can't do that, his no was in an action. The scripture said he dropped his head and walked away sad. That's what the scripture said. He didn't say not one word. His action said it all. The same thing, brothers. We all gonna be put in that same predicament. Whether you rich or you broke, you're going to go through some things that's going to try you. Because now when it's all over said and done, brothers and sisters, you are representing the Most High when it's all over said and done. That's who you are. But when you get to a particular state in your life, and the Most High is calling you for this, and now you are being tried, that remains to be seen. This is the reason why the Most High said your battle is not with flesh and blood. He said the flesh and blood, now, if you do this here, you're going to supersede the flesh. If you do this here, you ain't got to worry about fighting that flesh. You do this here, you're going to take care of the flesh on the backhand and effortlessly if you will appeal to the spirit. And anything of the devil is all about that flesh. That's what he's about. He is about that flesh. That is what he appeals to globally. You got a lot of people hemmed up. Who was that? Was that Peter? I forgot the name of the husband and wife. They went to sold some land, and they said they was going to give the money to, to the synagogue. And but what they did was they conspired, and they sold the land for so much amount of money, but they only gave a portion back to the ministry, and they was called out on that. The husband came up, and I think that was Peter, and Peter questioned him about it. He said, you playing false to the Holy Spirit, and he dropped dead. Most High struck him dead. So the wife came in. They called the wife in. She came in. She upheld the lie. She dropped dead. The Most High ain't playing with this stuff, brothers and sisters. He's not. We are literally at a turning point. We are right now at the edge of a greater exodus than we ain't never seen before. You want to talk about a great situation? That's going to be the greatest situation that we have ever seen. This is where we're standing at. He put in Yahushua placed in all the scenes that we need to see. Nations against nation, reports of wars, threats of wars, and how brothers and sisters are going to be acting, how some going to be, your own family members going to be handing you over to the authorities and everything. All of this stuff, right, brothers, is happening right now. That's all we have to do is look at this. See where you're at. Understand, hey, These are the things that are going to go down. Now, brothers and sisters, when the Most High is talking about earthquake, food shortage in one place after another, all of these places don't have to necessarily be in the United States. You can have a food shortage, South America, massive earthquakes anywhere on this planet. So when he's saying all of these fearful sights in heaven and things, brothers and sisters, they can happen anywhere on this planet Earth, but it's going to happen. And it has happened. Years ago, those two earth, was it 2 years ago? I think it was 2 years ago, where the massive earthquake in Syria. And I forgot what the other one's at. I forgot what it was at, but it was two of them, a day apart. The Most High said these things was going to happen. Brother Robert, what are you talking about, bruh? You ready to go? Please. The more we start to see things, prophecies, bruh, it kind of puts you on a whole different mindset. And I'm just speaking, for myself. I'm getting to a point myself. I'm about to grid out my own house. I'm not going to be talking about dependent upon electricity. Do you know they're talking about I gotta pay $800 to turn electricity on in my house? I was like, dude, what? It's just me. And you talking about $800? They said, yeah, it went up. I was like, no, that's not going up. Somebody lit a fuse or something. I was like, $800? And that's just to turn it on. I don't know what type of electricity that may be. Bruh, please. That's just me. And it's just not the $800. It's just me saying, I got to start putting myself into positions where I don't have to depend upon companies for electricity. Period. $800, man. I go get me some solar panels. I mean, I know how to hook it. I know how to install it and things, but it's like, it's getting to that point. Don't get me wrong. My house is out in the country, brothers. I'm at that point where I'm not trying to be relying on a system, because if you're in a system, they understand he got a need, or he or she got a need. They need us in this system and things of that nature. I'm trying to get myself where I'm unacquainted with their system. That's just me. Brothers and sisters, we all gonna move in different ways. And I'm not gonna sit here and browbeat another brother or sister who said, no, I'm gonna just hold on to the electrical grid and things of that. I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking it at all. But that's just my decision. But I'm always on the road majority of the time. So when I do what I need to do, I do it. Even when it comes down to the water. No, I go buy a well-in system. Dig it, put a filtration system on it, connect it to my house. I'm good. I'm gone. This is just my mindset. And I don't push my emotions onto anyone of how I'm choosing to live. It ain't the fact that I'm being cheap. No, it ain't that. It's just I'm looking at the system, and the system, the way it's moving, they're gonna price you out. That's what I'm seeing. They're going to price you out of trying to keep electricity on, trying to keep water coming in. That's what I'm seeing. And at the same time, now listen to this, brothers. AI is going to control a lot of things where brothers and sisters are going to start losing jobs. So this is the reason why I say brothers start to look at some of these things and see what small change or big change that we can make to better our situation. Because it ain't the fact that we just talking about these things, just be talking about. No, these are the things because we see what they're doing. We see what's on the horizon because they want you to want them. That's all they want. They want you to want them. But when you want them, you choose them, you're going to get that beast. That's what you're going to get. You're going to get that beast. And that's what this is all adding up to being. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm going to say this. You can't get mad at Gentiles that see the system and see what's going on. What do? They go to the country. They go to the country. They seeing a system on. This is not good. Brothers and sisters, if you're seeing things and you believe in things and you're knowing things, that's a time for us to start making changes. That's the Most High who's speaking to you. This is the reason, I would say about fasting, because now you start to understand things a lot more clearer. Because you're not putting a lot of food in your system. Your blood is it don't have a lot of fat that is traveling up and down your veins. Now you're thinking a lot more clearer. You're able to listen to the Most High. This is the reason why Yahushua said that. It's a small scripture. It is. But it packs a punch. That's what it does. But if you're a person who's heavy drinking and all that, you drunk and you told me the Most High talking to you, people will look at you like you done lost your mind. Oh, he drunk. That's how we look at it. But brothers and sisters, if you can, I'm telling you, this is just my encouragement. Start to look at fasting. Because it's going to put you on a whole nother level. It's going to put you on a whole nother level. That's what it's going to do. Because the system is going to make moves. It's going to make moves. It's going to make moves. Because they got to have a controlling factor in their movement. You think they're going to continue to build hundreds and millions of cars? Brothers and sisters, that stuff will break down because they know. A lot of people will not be able to afford these vehicles. They're not going to continue to push this stuff out like that. It's going to be a dramatic drawback. That's what it's going to be. These people are planning their future based upon your what's wrong with these charges? Based upon your work, what you can do for them. And if they don't need you, they don't want you. Somebody else is out there hungry. Oh, we can feed you. We got some lab-grown meat. We can feed you. We just need for you to do this here, do that there, and be happy. That's what they are looking at. And I tell you, brothers, this, and like I said, this is just my encouragement, brothers. Let's not. This is just, I ain't gonna say, I'm not gonna say it's easy. I'm not gonna say it's hard. We just, when it's all over said and done, we got just See, can we do a part of it to show the Most High that we are making changes? Start to push back on some things that we may be accustomed to. Push back on some things. Because when it's all over said and done, brothers and sisters, when we went into captivity, we also went into a institution that was led to mislead us. I just wrote a song on that. We went into a system that we was led into to be further misled. We may have got slapped around and everything, but trust and believe there was another system that was coming at the back end. And here we are in a system that is set to mislead us. And we got to fight against that system. And let me just pull that up.
They ain't gotta force you. They just gotta feed you, watch you, learn you, then let you choose you. Yeah. Leading you to be misled, feeding flesh what the Spirit said. Eyes wide open, but you misread. Lead to be misled, from the least up to the beast. Slow control, no sudden speed. You don't even feel the leash. Lead to be misled. They track what you like, what you hate, what you crave. Build a profile off the choices you make. Feed your flesh till your spirit get weak. Now you're moving off desire, not what you speak. Scroll, click, tap, that's there to collect it. Every weakness already detected. They don't push you, self-directed. That's the trap, you feel protected. Yahushua won't watch how you eat. Heavy drinking, blow your feet. Small command, but heavy defeat. When your flesh get loud, truth sound weak. Leading you to be misled, feeding flesh what the Spirit said. Eyes wide open, but you misread. To be misled, from the least up to the beast. Line by line, piece by piece. You don't even fight for peace. Need to be. Ain't no change, but you're still locked in. Comfort zone is the prison you in. They don't force you, just give in. Now your will don't even feel like sin. Love or hurt you, hate what's right. Fit the dark and dim the light. System smooth, don't even fight. Cause deception feel just like light. Trust the least, then scale it up. Small approvals build that cup. Next thing you know, you drink it up. Now you're bowed, don't call it such. Fast, cut the flesh. Let your spirit catch his breath. Y'all see discipline, y'all reward the rest. You weaken the system. Fast and break what control can't see. Starve the flesh, now your soul get free. That's the code they don't want you to keep. Cause a focused mind ain't easy to lead. Y'all people fight on the deeper line. Not just body, it's the mind. Every thought gotta be refined, or the system gon' redesign. You think you're free cause you choose your way, but your choices shape day by day. Till you self-will, but still you play right into what the beast display. Leading you all to be misled. Flesh alive, spirit dead. Truth not loud, but you misread. Lead to be misled. Break the chain, renew your head. I still call it, hear what he said. Wake up now, don't stay misled. Need to be misled. Yeah, I ain't coming. Yeah, it's here. Judah, clean your heart. This ain't later. It's real time.
Now, brothers, there's something in this video I want you all to see because it has something to do with the flesh, and it's affecting our people right as we speak. It's something. Let me just do this. I'm not gonna play the video again. I'm gonna pause it. Wait a minute. Did I start it back over? I did. Hold on. Let me just do it this way. And you understand this? Well, I'm gonna just say it this way because that means some people can take offense to it. But in the beginning of the video, and if you look at it, you go back and look at it, you're going to see some brothers sitting there with some earrings on. I mean, this stuff is affecting our brothers and sisters right as we speak. You can have a brother with a beard. And I'm going to tell you the worst thing, I've seen thus far. The ones who claim to be religious, walking in church, with a full-blown beard, lashes, makeup, all that stuff on, and saying they're representing God. Maybe Satan, but hey, but this is what they're doing in the churches. This is what's going on in the churches, and this is how they're getting down. And now we woke. We know what we should and should not do. Now, the world made that topic a touchy situation. It ain't touchy at all. They just don't want it touched. That's what it is. But based on Torah, we all know exactly the end result of it. If you're not going to drink the cup of the Torah, you hemmed up when it's all over said and done. I'm brother Robert, please. But brothers, I'm feeling that there are some brothers and sisters that's been activated, and it's just like, something spiritual for this awakening. It's going to happen, and it's like it's going to be noticeable, and not necessarily just an exodus. No, I'm not speaking on that. But it's like the Most High is calling us up. Straighten out your life to the best of your ability. To the best of your ability, straighten it out. Because he knows whatever weaknesses you may have. He knows that. He knows what you're working on. He knows what you're battling. He knows what goes on through your mind. He knows the stuff that has happened to his people. Because he said, he is the only one who can cure you. But he looked at us to do our very best to live up to his name. That's what that truthfully, scripturally speaking, that's what the Most High wants. He knows we're going to be worn out by the devil. The Most High has put forth that effort. And when you're putting something forward, brothers, and for the Most High to see it. Now, let's just take Shabbat Shalom, Sister Zenobia. Let's just go back to Genesis. When the Most High starting to see, he's starting to see his creation just go haywire. Fallen angels coming down to the earth and doing their own thing. The Most High said he felt hurt to his heart. That he felt hurt. He felt regret that he created man. Now, let that right there sink in just for a moment. He felt hurt that he created man. The creator who stand in sin his loving kindness taken for granted. That's what it all boiled down to. He was taken for granted. Now he asking us, you, brothers and sisters, put forth an effort. Let me see you. Show me what you're fighting for. That's all the Most High is asking. Now he says loving kindness is mighty in hand. The rest of whatever you cannot manage, he got you. That's all he's saying. I got you. The situation, Job. Job knew the Most High had him. That's what he did. He knew that the Most High had him. He lived it. And when it got all down to it and he started to die off, the scripture said he died old and satisfied. You can't tell me that he did not have the Most High attention with his faith. After all what our forefathers and what we're going through right now, the Most High knows what we're dealing with. He knows it. He knows what we went through. But he's asking us to do one thing. Have that faith, excuse me, have the faith that is needed to please him. The devil came in and did all types of things. And now at the last moment, the last hour, he's pushing our people into the world. He's using our people to entertain the world. He's still using our people to make nations rich, still using us, just on a higher level because he understands there's a powerful movement that is happening right as we speak. He understands that. He knows that. And don't talk about belief. He knows for a fact it's going to happen. He knows it's going to happen. Ain't no stopping that. There's no pleading his case to the Most High. Can you slow this down just for a moment so I can get a little bit more of your people? That's not happening. His loving kindness, yes, it was taken for granted. And this is where we are standing right as we speak. Now, don't get me wrong. Israel was disobedient. That's what got us hemmed up. The disobedience. And now, out of all of this, with this awakening, brothers, you woke up and the Most High woke you up. And I mean, from this awakening, brothers, you would think that you would need more time to digest this awakening. The Most High is not doing that. He's letting you know who you are. And he understands the information that I'm giving you is absolutely faith strengthening. He knows this because truthfully, the way things are moving, prophecies, please, brothers, right now, you can't keep old prophecy now because they're moving fast. The Most High said, I'm going to speed it up in the last days. And where are we? In those days. The speeding up, yes. Brother, you go on these YouTube and everything. There's so much stuff going on out there. I mean, and people making assumptions about this. Not saying it's wrong or whatever, but there's so much stuff out there, brothers. I'm not even trying to look at all that stuff. I'm not. Certain ones I go to, they teach, preach with a sense of calmness. You know, they don't get dramatic with it. I've seen some brothers and sisters get dramatic with some things. I'm like, hold on now. Because when you move dramatically, you act harshly. And that's just me now. That's just me. I could be wrong. But, you too, Brother Roy, you be safe. I'm about to close it out too. But brothers, sisters, The Most High knows what we individually went through and what we're going through. He knows what we're dealing with. The devil, and for you, you brothers and sisters out there that's on that front line, you got to throw blows back to the devil. It's just like you have to make rebuking a part of your daily routine, because you're going to be, oh my goodness, the devil is going to be hitting on you, brothers. I know he's slapping some of you brothers and sisters around. You guys to contend with this. You got to contend with that. And you're looking for some spiritual encouragement. You're looking for something to lift your spirit. This is why Yahushua was always saying, love your brothers. Encourage your brothers. He knew that he knew the devil will see this awakening and he was going to go all in on it. And for what some brothers and sisters are going through, brother, it is ridiculous. And I'm speaking about globally. And then let's bring it home. Brother's been unemployed and got a family to take care of. He got to deal with that. Now, the stress upon that, what? He go out here and look for temp jobs, doing work that's, and working. Brothers, I'm telling you now, this is one thing I have seen. This one particular brother, I ran up on this brother. And I said, man, doing a site. I'm like, man, what hotel you staying at? No, man, I don't stay in. I sleep in the truck. He's trying to save every dime he can get. I'm like, bro, why? What? They paying for your hotel. He said, no, I need that money in my pocket. Now I'm like, bro, how are you sleeping in a truck like this? The seats don't. It's not a bench seat. These are bucket seats. So there's a gap in between that seat. But when the brother went on to explain, this is a technician, and he said he's making $16 an hour. I was like, no, you cannot be. He's like, no, man, I'm telling you. He said, work is tight out here. I had to take it. I take my hat off to the brother. He said, I got to take it 12 hours a day. And he pulls up to the site. He sleeps in the parking lot of that site that he's going to work at. This is the reason why the Most High said, pray for your brothers and sisters. We don't know what they're going to and what they're doing to take care of their families. And I'm just talking about the brothers. Not even mentioning the sisters that's raising kids all by us. Ooh, please. This is what we need to be looking at, brother. This is just my encouragement. This is the reason why I say, pray for your brothers and sisters. You're talking about that. You're talking about brother. You're talking about the ones who may be dealing with some type of sickness. The issue is all over the place. They love this awakening, but then at the same time, what does the devil? He emphasizes on the sickness. This is what he got to do to break that brother or sister spirit. Let me play with this sickness, just like he did Job. Let me irritate their spirit. We're at that moment, brothers. We're right smack dab in the middle of it. You're talking about in the beast of the belly of the what was it? In the belly of the beast. This is where we are at. And the Most High knows it. I ain't the fact that we sitting around here moping and groping, crying about our situation. We deal with it. That's what we do. We have always dealt with it. The devil is doing his last power move to the best of his ability to break brothers and sisters' spirit. This is the moment where he is at. He understands what's about to happen. Man understands what's about to happen. And when I say man, I'm talking about the ones that's right up under the devil's nose, that's working for the devil, rather. This is what we're witnessing. This is the reason I say, brothers, pray for your brothers constantly for what they're going through. And that the Most High continue to watch over his people and guide his people, because the day is going to come, brothers. I know Brother Robert said he ready to go. Brother Robert gonna be cheesing when it's time to go. Yeah, he gonna be cheesing, just like many other brothers and sisters want to be cheesing, and at the same time still gonna be shell shocked that moment is happening in real time. The world is looking. The world is just absolutely blown. These people packed up their things and went home. That's that moment. Brothers, continue to pray for your brothers and sisters on all levels. The things brothers and sisters have to contend with to take care of their families during this awakening. I mean, don't get me wrong now, brothers. When we first started truthfully seeing this awakening happen, it was a joyous moment. A lonely one, but we was all in joy because we're those people. We understood that. Then came in trials and tribulations. Let's maintain that happiness, brothers. The Most High knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. You brothers and sisters, be safe out there. We know we're living in the system of Satan. His attacks, they're coming in. They're coming in. But he's getting weak. He's getting weak. We're getting stronger. And the time is going to come. Judah, you're going to have to take your seat. You're going to have to take your seat. When it's all over said and done, the world will start looking at you and they're going to start depending upon Jacob taking that seat, because they're going to see the difference between this system and the rulers and the people, the callers of this system. And they're going to see a comparison to who we are. They're going to understand these people here have the strength of the Most High Yah, and they bear in his light. They're going to have to see it. There won't be no deceit in Jacob's mouth. Jacob ain't going to sit there and say, "Are we doing a green earth?" And then at the same time talking about dumping chemicals into the ocean. That's not Jacob. That's not the Most High. But this system, they seeing it, they understanding it, and they seeing. They can sit up here and talk about corrupt system and things. They know that majority of these men that's calling themselves ruling the earth are corrupt. But they speak so polite. They always dapper, have a nice suit on and thing, but that's how the devil dress. And he's a liar. The world is taking note. That's what the world is doing. The desires of the world, they're fading, like the Most High said. They're fading. And Jacob is not going to fade into a seat. No, Jacob go sit down boldly. Continue to encourage your brothers and sisters. Pray for them. When you're moving about, just think about the things that you may have went through, and that other brothers and sisters may are going through it globally. Because the devil, he's moving. He's working overtime. You understand? His time is short. You brothers and sisters, be safe out there. Until next time, shalom.